Hi everybody, it's Marcy and I'm here working on my little ephemera folder. And this will be my design team project for April for Dear Julie Julie. And I'm using Mimi's Flowers for this project. And Julie's Etsy shop, Facebook group, and YouTube channel will all be linked below. Okay, so when I left off, I was telling you I was going to sew around the edges, which I've done, and I did also sew around the edges of my pages. So what I'm going to do now is I made a template 3/4 inches wide by 9 inches tall, marked it down the center at 3/8 of an inch, and then I marked it 1 inch from the bottom, 1 inch from the top, and at 4.5 inches, which would be the center. So first I'm going to grab my cover and let's see, I've got a couple of paper clips here. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my template on the cover and grab my punch book, and I'm going to punch holes at the 1 inch from the top, punch one in the center, and punch one at the bottom. Okay, now I can take my template out. And the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and mark my pages. I'm just going to put my pages together so that the signature edges are even, or the binding edges, I guess I should say. All right, and I am going to use a pencil. If I can find my pencil. There it is. And I'm just going to mark the edges here so I'll know where to poke my holes on these. Okay, so you can see I've got dark dots on the edges. So now I will just take my old phone book again. And go through and using my pokey tool, punch holes in each of those. Now I'm going to take it back through and be sure that my holes are in good order and easy for me to see. All right. Now we'll do the same thing on this one. Sorry if that's out of camera range. or off screen. Okay, so there's one. There's two. And there's three. Okay. Now, so I'm done with that, and I'm done with that. Now, on the cover portion where I've got these holes, the holes I really just put there as my guide, because what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take my Sharpie and just mark where the holes are, because I'm actually going to put eyelets there. So, and I'm going to use my crocodile to do that. I have a love-hate relationship with using the crocodile for punching holes. Because for some reason it's really hard for me to tell whether it's lined up or not. And flip that around and get this last one. Okay. Now use my scissors to clean those holes up a bit. Sometimes it doesn't like cutting through that medical tape really well. Okay. So that part is done, and now I'm going to go ahead and I pulled my eyelets out. There. And I'm just going to go ahead and set my eyelets real quick. Okay, and my eyelets are all set. So, and this is where it gets a little different. I guess it doesn't really matter which one is first and second. So now I'm going to take each set of file folder pages basically makes a signature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew each signature in individually. But they will all go through these center eyelets. Okay, so there I've got my first signature sewn in, and as you can see, went through those center eyelets. Okay, now I'm going to sew in my second signature. Okay, so now I've got my second signature sewn in. Trim off those edges. And you can see the signature there, but they're both going through that same set of eyelets that I put in. And those will form the pages for my journal, for my ephemera folder. So all I'm adding at this point is 2, but as you can see from my spine and stuff, I've got room for more pages. I'm just not going to add them at this point until I start seeing how full these pages get. How bulky they start getting with ephemera. So then for the pockets, well, actually, let me show you one. I had made this one some time ago, and I was using just scrapbook paper and using different things for the pockets. But in this one, it right now has 3 signatures in it. It's got the same 3/4 inch spine, but all 3 signatures are wrapped through there, and it does great. The pages flip easily, and you don't lose, when you've got a journal full of pages all stacked within each other, you lose some of your page space. And I don't find that with this to be the case at all. So, okay, now for these pockets, I got something new. And these are called self-adhesive poly pockets. And the size I've got are 4 1/16 by 3, it says. Basically, these are to put business cards in. I've got some other ones that are larger, and I just got these on Amazon. These are, if I can, 5 5/16 by 3 5/8. So they would be great for some bigger ephemera. As I said, at least what I'm going to start out with for this one is some labels and stuff. So, now I don't know if you can see it here, but each one, the opening is down here, and there is 1/2 inch of space above the opening. I'm going to cut a little bit of that off, because I want 3 to fit on a page. So I'm going to take and trim some of that top off. I'm leaving a little bit, but getting rid of some of the excess. And then I've got one here that I've already cut. And then I'm going to take my scissors and just ever so slightly round. The edges were a little bit rounded before I cut them, so I want to just re-round them a little bit. Less that to pull up. And gets stuff stuck on them if the edges are a little bit rounded. So now I'm just going to take each one. I'm going to start at the bottom. There, I've got one pocket. And I think I will, how do I want to do that? No, I'm going to do it like that. It doesn't really matter if they're perfectly straight, but I think I'm really going to like these because I like the fact that they're clear so that I can see what's in each pocket. But the way they're made, if I can get my finger under it, you can see there is a little give in it. And I don't have to sew if I use acetate, I have to sew the pockets down or tape them down. If I tape them down, then there's the potential of some of my ephemera getting caught on them. So, and I'm only going to put them on the first page for right now. For my labels, I will need more than one page, but I don't want to fill the whole thing with this particular type pocket when maybe I run out of labels here, and here I'm ready to start something else and may want a slightly different pocket. Now, the other thing is, and I'm not going to add it now, but if you'll recall, when I made the pages, I made them a little shorter than the book edge. And that's so that, let's say that exact thing happens. I have labels here, labels here, labels here, labels here, and then here I want to start with postage stamps, say. By making my pages a little shorter than my cover, I've left room that I can put tabs on it if I want to let me know, okay, labels are here, here are stamps, whatever I want to do. So that is, and I'm going to actually put a note probably here in the back on a Post-it note reminding me that I used Mimi's flowers to make this, so that if I, at some other point, want to add more pages, I'll know where I can go to get matching pages. But that is my little project for this, and I don't really want to tear that, but so pocket there. Why? Pocket there. And man, I am just having all sorts of troubles today. Need to be using the thumb hole. And pocket there. So that is the beginning of my new ephemera folder for labels and whatever else I may decide to put in it. And I can use the stuff and then tie it up, tie it closed, set it on my shelf, and it's ready to go. Now, one other thing you could do is probably should have done it before maybe I could do it in that corner. But you could put another hole here so that you could attach like a tag or something letting you know what's in this journal, which I may go back and do later. So anyway, that is my little project. using Dear Julie's Mimi's Flowers. And I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got something useful out of that. I love the way the pages lay so flatly. And of course, like I said, you don't have to use file folder and digital. You could use scrapbook paper and achieve the same type setup. But the pages lay so flat. And like I said, I know firsthand you can get at least 3 signatures in, and depending on how full your pockets get, how thick they get, you could probably easily do 4. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's my project for this time. Until I see you again, please be safe, stay healthy, happy crafting, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.